Story time. Hmm. I want to tell you a story about frenemies. This story is going to come in different parts, so do well to watch the other parts. This is the first part. So I had this friend when I was single. The circumstances surrounding this meeting this friend was we happened to stay in the same house when I moved to another state. So we stayed in the same house, we got talking, and I felt so sorry for this particular friend, and I decided to be her friend and help her out as much as I can. Did this come back to bite me in the bum? You have no idea. This girl showed me pair pair. Is it the boyfriends that she goes and she sabotages every relationship that I ever had? Is it the stabbing in the back, telling everybody that cares to listen to her that I'm a troublemaker? You don't want to know. But anyway, let me not keep you people waiting. So I met this girl, we became friends. I helped her as much as I can, bearing in mind that at that time in my life, I was also struggling. I didn't have my own life all figured out. But I said, oh, why not? I think I'm a bit where I am is a bit better. Let me bring this lady up. So I brought her up. Then at that time she was still in the university, she was still in uni, and final year uni was when we met. I was already a nurse at that time and working. So after that, after our meeting, she went back to the uni, rounded up university, and went back home to her parents. So one day I phoned up and said, where are you, by the way? She said, oh, I'm at home with my parents. And I said to her, doing what exactly? What opportunities do you have back home? Won't you come over and to where I was at the time so that you can start building your life from there? Anyway, she was reluctant at first, but eventually came around. Oh my God. Then of course I'm very, very open. I am so open. I really i really I'm easygoing, really, really. I'm easygoing. And if you know me very well, people that know me will tell you I'm a girl's girl. So if once you're a girl, you're my person. I don't really care. You're my person. But this girl showed me pepe. Hmm. So we started living together. I had a boyfriend at the time. He was not rich. He was just there. He was not rich, but he was still there. And he was really, really able to provide some of the things, support me when at that time. So I now asked this guy if he knew any place where there is an opening for my friend, to get work before she goes on her youth service. And the guy, he was an optician at the time, managed to get her a clinic, an eye clinic where she was supposed to work. My friend started working there. Then we moved to a not so good part of the state. I mean, we were starting our lives, we didn't have much money. So we moved there. Every single time this girl comes back to work, she has one complaint or the other. I became like her therapist, which was fine. That's what friends are for. I was her therapist, giving her therapy section, encouraging her, supporting her. You know what friends do for friends. But at that time, she had this boyfriend who would always say to her, if you think this job is stressful, you better quit. And she kept saying it to me, sounding it to me. And at some point, I got angry. I'm human. And I said to her, he is telling you to quit the job. Will he support you? Will he support you? Nobody likes their job 100% of the time, but this is what pays the bills. So you just have to keep going until you get that which you wanted. Then she continued. After a while, because in all fairness to her, that job was a very little salary, then commission on every sales you get in the month. So the first month she got a little bit above her salary. Then before you know what was happening, she was doubling or tripling her salary in commission at the end of the month. She became happy. I was happy. At that time, I had a good job, or what you would say is a good job. Then I started noticing. So one day, this my friend came back. I was at home. I just got back from work. I was very tired. Bear in mind, I said it was my boyfriend at the time that got her that job. My girlfriend came back and she said to me, "Oh, do you know what happened? My boyfriend, that is, let me call my boyfriend A. Do you know what happened? I was in A's office and they started talking about you, and him and his other colleagues were talking about you, how you're controlling him, how you're taking his money, how you're doing this, how you're doing that." The thing was too much. And because, like I said again, I was stupid. I'm a girl's. I believed her. Hook, line, and sinker. I just stopped talking to that guy. He did nothing to me, nothing to me, just because she said. So at that point, the guy said to me, when the guy kept asking me, "What's wrong? You've changed. What's the problem?" He kept asking and asking and asking and asking. And I said to him, "Look at what my friend said you said with your colleagues." And he said to me, which I think I need to say to all of you if you're in this same situation, he said, "Why were all of them so comfortable discussing me in her presence?" And it clicked. And I said, "Hmm, that's true. Why were they? Because nobody would be that comfortable discussing her in that negative light in my presence, because I wouldn't allow it. But why were they comfortable discussing me in that light in her presence?" But anyway, the deed is done. I already broke up the relationship. And I had a lot of ego at that time to go back to that relationship. That continued for a while. Then I met this other guy, great guy, nothing, we had no issues at all. And let me tell you, this girlfriend will always strike when she thinks I'm in a relationship that is leading to somewhere. You know, once she sees I'm in a relationship that is leading to somewhere, she would strike. Then I had this other boyfriend, just a boyfriend. And if you knew me, I got married in my 30s. I don't understand people that want to get married in 20s, but oh, whatever rocks your boat. Then in my 20s, marriage was the last thing on my mind. I was all career driven because I know where I was coming from, and I wanted to leave where I was coming from to get to a place where I'm in a better position to look after children, look after myself, discover myself. My dear, this girl now came back again. She came back again and said to me that this boyfriend B had come to look for me one of the days that I went to work because I'm a nurse. One of the days I went to work, that this boyfriend had come to look for me, and he was so that he no, no, I lie. I met boyfriend B through a cousin of ours. So it's a cousin. She knows the cousin. I know the cousin. So it's like a mutual cousin. So she said that one of the days, cousin came to the house. And when the cousin came to the house and asked after me, and she told the cousin, "Oh, but I went out with boyfriend B." Then the cousin was like, now wow, now wow, now wow. Then she now asked her, "Oh, what's the problem?" She now said, "Is boyfriend B still coming to this house?" I mean, I'm reporting. "Is boyfriend B still coming to this house?" Boyfriend B came to our house one morning because, mind you, cousin is married to boyfriend B's relative, right? So that you get the gist. So is boyfriend B still coming to this house? He came to our house the other day and he said he went to the church, and the church said to him that Chioma is not his wife. That he is even surprised that boyfriend B still comes to the house. And this, my friend, told me that. And again, I'm a girl's girl. I flared up. I didn't give boyfriend B a chance to even explain himself. Oh, no way. How can you explain yourself? Why? When my girlfriend has said it and it is the truth. My dear, that was how I blanked boyfriend B. I never spoke to him. I never said anything to him. I just blanked him. A few years later, we reconnected, and I boyfriend B was now trying to find out what really happened because he does not understand what happened with our relationship. That was when I opened up and said, "Oh, by the way, my friend said you said blah. My cousin said you said to my cousin. You know all these say things." He just laughed and he left me with one word, and the word was, "If you are not careful, this your girlfriend will kill you." At the time, I just felt, oh, you know, this thing now, they will always tell us that a man is always against you and your girlfriends being together because he wants to control you. That was my mindset as at then. But anyway, I said, well, this is done, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm always, that is me. But anyway, I'm so glad that this particular girl in question, we are not quarreling, we are not enemies, but we are not like we used to be. And since we stopped being like, since we stopped being what we used to be, I'm happier. Honestly, I am happier. I've I've had a smooth relationship. It was after we stopped being that close that I met and married my husband. So why am I saying this? If you're in the same situation now, better be careful. Be careful with the girlfriends you keep. I am all for being a girl's girl, but it is not always what it seems. Bye. See you later.